Hello Gemini, and welcome to your April 2017 general reading. This month is going to be exciting for almost all the signs because career seems to be a big factor for everybody and for you too. So we're going to ask the cards this time how you can best expand in your career. This has been the question for almost all the signs up till now. It's very interesting. And also something to do with your finances, Gemini. It came up that your finances may be a little strained, right? And that towards the end of the month of April, it'll get better. So we're going to ask the cards. I'm going to cast a Celtic cross, and we're going to ask the cards how you can best overcome those financial challenges and how you can expand in your career. How about that? And then I'll do a separate reading for love. Okay, so let's see. Gemini, the world would be boring and dull without you. I have my moon in Gemini, so I understand a little bit of that energy that you have. And I think it's absolutely fabulous. It's really fabulous. We don't want to live in a boring world, trudging along. We want to learn, we want to move, we want to talk, we want to communicate, and you know, that's what you're good at. So that should really be helpful in your career. Okay, so the cards are almost ready. Let's see. I just have to shuffle to that right point till the cards are ready, okay? I did a lot of shuffling and meditating a little bit on you, Gemini, beforehand, but the last bit has to be done right now. Okay, are you ready? Let's see if April will be exciting for you. Okay, almost there. Bear with me just a moment. I can't rush the cards. I can't rush them. Okay, all right. Oh, they're getting ready there. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, first card, the energies you're going into April with, Gemini. Okay, that's a pretty heavy card to go into April with. Death. Okay, the Death card is not a bad card, Gemini. I mean, I think you know a little bit about tarot, and in this case, just meditating on this card a little bit. Death. Death is the total transformation and change, okay, of something concerning your career and money in your life. So you're already going into April with that complete transformation started. It's already started for you, okay? So whatever career plans you've been making, what you've been brewing on, that change that is so necessary. I mean, 2017 is an incredible year of change in all aspects anyways. So it looks like you have already been working on this. It's been working in your life, and it's ready to come about in April. But you know, change also means, I mean, it is the Death card. It means letting go and finishing of something. It means the death of one aspect of your life in order for you to give birth to be reborn in another aspect of your life. Okay, that's really important. And I mean, this card, you can't make it all, oh yes, it's just transformation, all hunky-dory. I mean, it is a card of having to finish, having to let go, having to overcome an aspect. And that's usually kind of painful too, or else a different card would have come up, Gemini, you know? I mean, you're very adaptable and flexible, but sometimes really realizing, okay, this has got to go. This has got to go. We got to finish it with it. It's got to be done, gone. You know, it's part of the past. The death of whatever aspect of your life, you got to let go of it. And then you can move on to new things. All right. So going into April with the realization, and you know, you probably know what I'm talking about. Going into April with the realization that you have to let go of that aspect of your life that is old, that's not serving you anymore. It can be a project, it can be an attitude, it can be a person that you have to release out of your life, that's stopping you from making that transformation that's so necessary. So, you know, a death card like this is always better than reverse because it means something has to end if it can't. So this is good, okay? And for me, it really talks about a big transformation coming around in April. But remember, these cards are indicators of your present timeline and they are pieces of advice. So it means you have to be active about it, okay? You have to let go and not make it hard. Because if you linger on whatever's ending and you just can't let go and you're just uptight and you're sad and you're hanging on, then you can't move forward, okay? So let's see what's aiding or crossing this death card. The Queen of Cups reversed. Very interesting. Queen of Cups. So it's a matter of the heart, my dear Geminis. This has to do with a person that you are very emotional about, someone in your life who's very important, who you have a heart connection to. That has to do with this, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to means that you have to let this person go, but this has to do with the process, okay? And I would say it's a person that you hold dear to your heart because this is a very emotional person, someone who's fluid, who's emotional, but who's been causing you a little bit of anxiety, trauma, maybe your emotions going crazy a little bit over this person, because usually the characteristics of this person, Queen of Cups, when this card comes up, are of the person we're talking about. But I get the feeling that this person that you are very close to, you're the one who's taking on these characteristics. You're the one who's being emotional, who's being upset about it. So whatever this is, whoever this person is that you're being upset about, where you can't let a process go, it's stopping you from letting go of that process. It's stopping you because you're very much connected. Okay, so think about this, meditate on this a little bit, and this obviously affects your career and money, or else it would not have come up in this question. Okay, we'll continue, and these things will make sense as we go on and as we go back and forth with the cards. The next card is the root, the hidden things. Okay, look at this. King of Wands, upright. Here, I'm going to show you. This is in the position of the root cause, the hidden things, that what really brings out all the things into the open, okay? So the King of Wands, at the root of the matter, the King of Wands. Okay, now this, in this case, this is your energy. This is talking about your energy, Gemini. This is the part of you that is so ready for action, the part of you that doesn't hold back, that doesn't procrastinate, that moves forward, that is all full of fire and passion, your driving force. So if you're stopped in any way, if you're blocked in any way, Gemini, this part of you is really frustrated. It's frustrating if you're a mover and a doer, and then something in a person, especially if it's another person, is somehow holding you back emotionally, all right? So this is, I see this as a very positive card, Gemini. This shows me that, especially for April, you do have the fire and the passion and the directness to move forward with any projects, no matter what. And remember, no matter what the cards say, no matter what your horoscope says, you are not a product of destiny. You are not a product of fate. We're not fortune telling here. We're seeing what's coming into your life. We're seeing what's beneficial for you up there. And then it's up to you to make the best of it. And even if everything looks bad, you know, your power and passion and energy and drive can always overcome it. It just means it may be a little harder, and you need more of that energy and power and aliveness, okay? So the King of Wands as the root, as the hidden strength, as the hidden power, is absolutely brilliant. With this card, with this card, with you kind of personifying this type of energy, you can do anything. You can overcome anything, no matter what comes out here. And no matter how many retrogrades, planets moving backwards we have, you can overcome it. So remember that, because, I mean, April is a month where we have 2 main retrogrades and 2 other planets stationary and then going backwards. So, you know, Venus and Mercury will both be in retrograde in April. Venus has been retrograde almost all of March until April 15th. So that's, you know, Venus moving backwards. Venus is going to stop around the middle of the month and move forward again. So, you know, matters about money, about relationships, about love, all that has been a little difficult, you know, a little tight. Things from the past coming up. And then Mercury retrograde in the last part of the month. That's communication. I mean, Mercury, that's you, Gemini. So in the last part of the month, you know, really bring that out, and, you know, make sure you communicate clearly and directly, and so you're not affected too much by that Mercury retrograde, but you can do it. All right. Okay, let's see. Recent past. Oh, look at this beautiful card. The Lovers. Well, the two, sorry, the Two of Cups. I said the Lovers because it's interesting. We're talking about finances. We're talking about money. But, you know, you're very emotional people, Gemini, on some level. And I would say that in the recent past, you have been really benefiting from a beautiful relationship, okay? Most likely a love relationship, but it also can be a relationship that's very heart-opening, that's been like really beneficial to you on an emotional level, very satisfying to you, as well in your work, in your business, in your personal ventures, in projects that you're doing. So the recent past, okay, you're going into April with a good solid feeling that you're supported, that you've got good relationships going on. I mean, you are such a good connector, Gemini, a really good, I would say, you have good social abilities. So what you have, you know, these 2 cards together are absolutely brilliant as a stepping point to go into April with. You know, these beautiful connections, heartfelt connections, these mutually beneficial relationships that you have, and that power and that drive and that energy, that fire. All right. So I think it's looking really good. All right, let's continue. The next card right here is your expectations, your outlook, Okay. I love it. The Hermit. The Hermit. Your expectation. Interesting. Now this card I really don't see very negatively right now. The Hermit can be good or bad. Well, any of these cards, I guess, depending on the situation. Okay. The Hermit. Yeah. Okay. Gemini, you are ready to move on to the next level of wisdom. You're ready to learn. You're ready to assimilate. You are ready to open yourself up to some deeper wisdom. That's what I see here. And you will, because you have, I mean, look at this huge transformation. And how can you transform in a positive way without learning, without using your wisdom and your intuition? So, Gemini, you're ready. So, what I'd do, I'd look around and see who is your best teacher. If you don't have one, look for one. Your mentor, your guru, the person who you feel can show you the way for what you want to do in April. Okay? This sometimes is a card of being alone and going into your cave and learning, but in this case, I see it as you opening yourself up to wisdom from wise ones as well. So do that, okay? Right. Let's look at the next one. I'm just going to show you here. I do the Celtic cross a little bit differently from my wise one. I've got one of these people as well. My fabulous tarot master, teacher, my tarot guru, and he taught me how to do the Celtic cross in an absolutely fabulous and brilliant way, as well as many other things. Okay, so just as a side note, if you want to be a fabulous, fabulous tarot reader, I'll put it down below who my teacher is. Okay, all right, there you go. Now, near future is a card I won't open right now. We'll continue here. I'm just going to lay them out and then I'll turn them over one by one, because we're going to skip the near future. We're going to go to your fears, because that goes together really well with your expectations. Okay, your fears. Look at that. Very interesting. Your fears. Gemini. If a card that is positive, beautiful comes up in your fears position, it's an interesting thing. It's a little bit about, okay, maybe, you know, sometimes we have blockages. We have like counterproductive fears. We have a little bit of self-sabotage going on. And usually that's what happens when this comes up. Okay, so you may notice that this position is a little different than you may know it. That's how I was taught, like I was just saying it. It works really, really well. So having the 9 of Pentacles in a fears position, I feel that little bit of self-sabotage perhaps is having too much responsibility, feeling that, you know, if you become really successful, if you work hard, if you build up your business, you build up everything, that you'll be kind of stuck in a place where you can't move, where you can't be flexible, where you have so much responsibility, working every day, you know, going through your routine to get to this place of financial freedom, to get to this place of total stability that will give you freedom. But, you know, I know what it's like. If you want to be successful and be super dedicated to get your freedom, you have a phase of not being free at all, of working very hard, of working your butt off, of, you know, doing your tasks, being really diligent every single day to get that thing off the ground, whatever it is, if it's a job, if it's a venture, if it's a business, you know. She doesn't get there, you know, out of nothing, from nothing. This lady who's so successful, who's got her vineyard, she's got her house in the back, she's got plenty of money, that she even has time to go and do some falconry. But you think she got there just by sitting around? Do you think she's done this all her life? She hasn't. She's worked really hard. So Gemini, maybe just examine within yourself. If you have a little bit of a secret fear of just, you know, going through that phase, or those long years of working really hard, of drudgery, of hard work, of maybe boring routines and being tied down too much in order to get financial freedom, that can really be in the way of your success. That can be. And I know, I mean, I feel that too sometimes. I want to be free more than anything. And I shy away from things that hold me down too much. And it's a bit of a dilemma. You want to be successful, you gotta, you know, commit yourself. You want to be free, then you end up being poor and you can't be free. Okay, so it's a dilemma that we all have. All right, so next one, we're going to look at your hopes now. Your hopes and dreams. Okay, this card. Very interesting. Gemini, we have another self-sabotage card. Look at this. This is the 4 of Wands reversed in the position of hopes. Now, if it's upright, it means you've made it, you have a solid grounding. You've got success, you have time to celebrate, even get married, you know. So this is a card of success, but also it's a bit of a fixed card, just like this one, you know, like these go well together. Okay, I know this was a verse, I'm just explaining it right now. Okay, this is someone who has really built up his or her foundation. This is someone who is celebrating success after hard work. Okay, so I think this goes hand in hand. You're afraid of the commitment and of that, you know, super solid house and castle that requires staying there, being there all the time, you know, upkeeping it, you know, this being a metaphor for anything that you've built up. So in the position of hopes and dreams, this is like a little bit of a self-sabotage, okay? Your hopes and dreams are, oh, I hope that I don't have to be tied down so much. And your fears are, I hope that I don't have to be tied down so much here with all this responsibility. So 2 cards. So this is a big thing. Gemini, this is a big thing for you. And you know, I totally feel that aspect as well. In my chart, Gemini is the one who makes me want to just travel and move around and have fun and do things differently every single day and not be tied down. But you know, it's not black and white, Gemini. There's always a way to get that stability, to get the money flowing without tying yourself down too much. You just have to find a way how to do it. But that's a big factor, and that could hold you back from your success. Okay, so let's continue now. Looking at this again, here you can always have an overview of the spread. Can you see the cards there? Let's see. Okay, now it's time to look at the outside influences. Let's see. Page of Pentacles reversed. All right. Gemini, you're going to have a little bit of a money problem in April. Okay. It also came up in your horoscope that money will be a bit of a limiting factor. Your financial flow, I mean, not hugely. The Page of Pentacles is, you know, not king, queen. It's a smaller financial setback, I would say. It's not so big, but you have to work a little harder to get your finances in order, to make profit, especially in the beginning of the month, I would say. Perhaps later it'll let up a little bit, but because Venus retrograde, remember, till the 15th. But then Mercury's in retrograde. So Gemini, like I said, this is not a forecast. This is a little bit of an indication to say, hey, you have to be aware. Go into April being aware of your financial situation. See if there's any, you know, loopholes. See if there's any problems. See if there's something that you haven't calculated with. Or maybe calculate with things, you know, not going as fast and smoothly as you want in your financial sector. All right, so just watch out for this one, Gemini. Okay, now is the time to look at the near future and the outcome. Okay, near future. All right, here we go. Near future. The 5 of Swords reversed. All right. So, Gemini, I'm just looking at these cards. I'll let you take a look at these ones here because this is a nice line to be able to read this. So, recent past, really good relationships, strong holds with other people. Then, going into the month, having to let go of something, huge transformation, and this person holding you back a little bit. And the near future, being able to move forward from that sense of loss. Okay, it's interesting because if this card is upright, you know, it means that someone is wanting to be the winner and taking it all at all costs, no matter what. This person is defeated. This person is winning at all costs. He doesn't care. It looks like a mean kind of bully type of character. Okay, so this card is reversed. So it means that whatever the situation here, I think it has to do with this situation, okay, Gemini? Whatever this situation is, it's going to be resolved and you will be able to move on. So this is a good one in the near future of your loss. You know, you've been having, you had to take some cuts, some losses in this situation, but because it's reversed, this is going to be resolved and you will be able to move on. I think it has to do with this person as well. All right, so I'm just going to hold up these 3 cards so you can see them and marinate on this for a moment. Let it marinate, let it marinate. The transformation, the needing to let go, the moving forward, this negative factor holding you back, being very emotional about it, but in the near future being able to overcome that sense of loss, that sense of, oh my God, you know, I can't do this, I can't let go, you know, and whatever it is that's holding me back is winning. So this will be released in the near future. Now let's see, outcome card. Outcome card, are you ready? Exciting, exciting. Oh, okay. Gemini, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. All right. Now remember I was talking about a smaller financial loss. Okay, now, this is very important. Remember, Gemini, if an outcome card is negative, and Gemini, I must say, I cannot talk this card to be positive. It's a bit of a warning card. It's a bit of a negative card having to do with your finances again. So remember, I said when a negative card comes up, a difficult card comes up, it's an indicator that you have to focus on that aspect, make some changes so that you can overcome it more easily. So the outcome card, Ace of Pentacles reversed, a bigger financial loss. Okay, this is like this is in April, you'll be facing, I would say, a financial breakdown perhaps, but sometimes it's because you haven't made the necessary change. You've been, and it's got to do with this, okay? If you really move forward and choose a new path that's more positive, okay? If you don't let this Queen of Cups reversed hold you back, right? If you can like really let go of that defeated feeling, then this doesn't have to be so bad. Perhaps you can even avoid this, Gemini. I mean, it's all looking, look at this whole row. Look at this row. You know, being afraid, this is your fear, being afraid of financial success because of the responsibility it brings you, right? Outside influences, you know, a bit of a bad notice about a financial aspect. Here, your hopes and dreams, you know, oh, I hope I don't have to settle down and have and be completely held back by my responsibilities. And then this one, like the finance is not going as you want. So I think you have a little bit of thinking to do there, Gemini. You have some work to do on this line. All right. I mean, look at this. This is the card of being wise, of learning, of opening yourself up to your deeper wisdom. Use that to see how you can resolve this, Gemini, right? And this here as well. I mean, this card I see as really important because your fire, your passion, your energy is there, and that's going to bring you through. So this doesn't have to be a major disaster financially. It can be if you don't do anything about it, but it doesn't have to be, okay? So Gemini. This is also valid for me because I've got the moon in Gemini. So what can I say? The cards come out how they do and the messages come through how they come through. And you know, this is not super bad, okay? Be aware of it, and then you can overcome it, Gemini. And I don't want to sugarcoat things. I'm really trying to give you some advice as I feel that the messages are coming through for you to be aware. I mean, wouldn't you rather know if there's a huge hole in the road so you can maybe like try to go around it or do something so your car doesn't break down completely, instead of just not knowing, closing your eyes, and then just bam, you fall right in and everything breaks down. So these You know, these are little holes in the road. This is maybe a bigger hole in the road, like pitfalls, things that on this timeline, you know, talking about timelines, we're on one timeline, but the timeline is like this, you know. This is the main timeline we're on, but there's always different possibilities. So if in this timeline you see, oh, you know, financial problems, a financial disaster, something that doesn't come through, what do? Sit down and cry? No. You say, okay, maybe I can think, maybe I can, you know, really sit down, go within myself, listen to my intuition, you know, maybe I can use that fiery energy to take a different path and maybe just kind of scrape through here, or maybe just circumvent it completely. That's how I see it, Gemini. Okay, so now you know, and I hope you take action on this, and I hope your April will go well. And stand by for your love reading. Perhaps it's a little smoother than this one, Gemini. And I thank you so much for your time and for listening. This is a brand new channel, so if you like this, if you want more of this, please subscribe and share and do all those beautiful, wonderful things that we do on YouTube when we like a channel. Thank you so much. I'm Natasha, your Queen of Wands. Bye-bye.